Hey guys, so today I thought I would do a Draw My Life video because I've always wanted to do one of these and I thought it would help you get to know me better. Also, I am Sarah Crafts, so I should have made this video already, but I thought I would add pictures as well as drawings. I hope you don't mind. So let's get started. My name is Sarah Elizabeth Eisen. I was born on March 3rd, 1998. My mom had me when she was 41 years old. And at the time she was going through a lot with my sister having cancer at 14 and my brother getting into trouble a lot and my oldest sister in the army, so she was under a lot of stress. So I came about a month early and I was premature. My mom said I could barely fit into doll clothes, I was so small. But here's a funny story. When I came out I was so small I went flying out and the doctor caught me like a football. And my brother said, "Nice catch." Of course he would say that. Born and raised in Wisconsin. I was involved in a lot of sports when I was younger, like baseball, swimming, gymnastics, tennis, and volleyball. My favorites were swimming and gymnastics. I always knew I was creative because I loved music and art. I started playing piano in 7th grade and I still play piano now and I'm 18. Pretty much my whole life, from the time I was a baby, my mom had a daycare in her own home. So I had a lot of friends growing up that my mom babysat. 3 of the girls I would play with were Brandy, Kaylin, and Nicole. I remember I was the youngest, so whenever we would play house, I was always the baby and they got to be the mom. So we always would fight for who got to be the mom. I think that's kind of funny looking back at that now. I also had a big in-ground pool in my backyard when I was younger and we would always swim in it. I also became an aunt at the age of 5 because my oldest sister had a daughter, Kaylee, and we became really close. She was almost like my sister because I was kind of like an only child because there was such an age gap between me and my siblings. Kaylee and I always played together. We went to school together for a little bit, so we always would ride the bus together and it was kind of fun. In elementary school, I started out really shy because, of course, that's my personality. But once I got used to everything, I became outgoing and made a lot of friends. Some of the people that I played with were Hannah, Ashley, Alyssa, Amanda, Kendall, Brittany, and Kaylee. And this was a different Kaylee that was my age. I don't have a picture of all of them, but here's one from one of my birthday parties when I went to Libby Lou in the mall, and we came back to my house to have cake and open presents. When I was in 3rd grade, a lot of my friends were in different classes, and my close friend that I always played with went to a different school, so I felt kinda alone for a while. I remember there was this new girl in my class, and at first I thought she was kinda annoying because she sat behind me and she would always kick my chair. Then one night at open house, when all the parents came to the school to talk to the teachers and look at their child's work, I met the girl's mom and she said, "Are you Sarah?" And I said, "Yeah." Then she said, "Amanda's new and she's having a hard time making friends." I forget what else she said because she was talking to my mom, but then I felt bad that I thought she was annoying and I made it my goal the next day at recess to go talk to her. I went up to her and said, "Hi, do you want to play with us?" I remember that was so scary for me to do at the time because I was really shy. but I felt bad for her and I wanted to be her friend. And she said yeah, so I introduced her to my friend Kendall and we started playing hopscotch. And later on, Kendall introduced Brittany to us, and that's how our little group formed. So we all started getting really close, but then elementary school was coming to an end and middle school was about to start. All of my friends were going to the same school, but I was going to a different one because my parents wanted me to go to a private one. Instead of a public school. At the time, I was so sad and scared because I missed my friends and I was going to have to make all new ones. The first year of middle school wasn't very fun for me. It was lots of homework that lasted forever and me feeling really insecure and shy, and that's where my shyness started to get worse. In 7th grade, I started to talk to these two boys in my class. Their names were Kyle and Noah. We always would hang out together at recess and mess around. It was kind of fun. I felt like they understood me. The girls in my class were kind of cliquish, so I didn't really talk to them much, but a couple of them were nice. And then there was this one boy who was a year younger than me, and I think he had a crush on me or something, because he would always try to flirt with me and tell me that he had dreams about me and all this stuff. And trust me, you don't want to know what the dreams were. But I didn't know how to tell him I didn't like him. At first, I wasn't really happy about going to that school, but once I started getting used to it, I was okay with it. And I still hung out with my old friends once in a while, and Amanda would sleep over pretty much every Friday at my house, and we would update each other on everything. 8th grade was when I graduated from middle school, but we had a class trip before we graduated and we went to Mount Olympus in the Wisconsin Dells. That was so much fun. We stayed in a hotel and it was a water park with rides there too. Once we graduated, it was time for high school. And I just started getting used to that school and making friends, so it started all over again where I was sad and didn't want to go to the new school. The high school I was going to was so strict. They had so many rules. Girls had to wear skirts below the knees and shirts that were modest. Guys couldn't wear jeans and they had to wear a belt with their shirt tucked in and a shirt with a collar. That's just the dress code, but there are more rules. There was so much homework every night I was practically swimming in it. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating, but really it was ridiculous. I felt like I had no life and I was kinda depressed because I missed my old friends that I didn't really see anymore. The school was pretty small. There were 6 kids in my class, including me. 3 girls and 3 guys, but usually since the school was small, we would combine classes. On the first day of school, I had a really embarrassing moment, and I could save that story for another video. Just let me know if you want me to do an embarrassing moments video, because trust me, I have plenty. But let's just say I had a really bad first day. I only ended up staying my 9th grade year at that school because I felt like it wasn't really working out for me there. I ended up being homeschooled the next 3 years of my high school, and I actually really liked it. I had a lot more time on my hands, and that's when I started getting into making YouTube videos. I got really inspired by watching Aspen Overd and a few other YouTubers, and I wanted to try it out myself. At first my videos weren't that great, but I just kept making more and it became a hobby. I enjoyed reading the comments and replying to them. I actually found one of my old friends on Facebook. We were friends in elementary school together and haven't talked since 5th grade. We exchanged phone numbers and started talking again, and she would update me about how her day was at high school, and we would FaceTime almost every night. It was actually really fun because a lot of times I would get lonely from being homeschooled, so she would tell me all the drama that was happening in her life. She also got me into watching Netflix, and I'm so glad I have Netflix because I don't know what I was doing back then without it. Right before I finished high school in May, I got my wisdom teeth out, and that was very traumatic for me because I got all four out and they were impacted and coming in sideways, pushing against my other teeth. It took quite a while to heal, and I had to go back a couple times because I got an infection. I went through a bit of a depression for a while because I was afraid that I was never going to heal and I would get anxiety attacks. It's a really long story, but was a really hard time for me. Also, my sister Carissa moved to Florida and had a baby, so we have been visiting them quite a bit. I turned 18 on March 3rd, and it seems like once you turn 18, everything just hits you. You're an adult. I got my first job this past summer working at a camp. I was a cook in the kitchen. It was very stressful at times, standing on your feet for long periods at a time and not getting much sleep at night. Because I was crammed in a room with 16 other girls. We were all in bunk beds, and it was kind of loud. The job didn't really work out for me. I then got my permit and am working on my driver's license. I have been working at a daycare every day from 2 till 5 with my mom, but she gets more hours than me, and trust me, I'm fine with that because 3 hours is enough for me. I work with toddlers and they can be a handful. I also have been taking college classes at Gateway, and that leads me to where I am now. I love making YouTube videos for you guys. It is my passion. We are now at 249 subscribers. I just checked because I filmed this video 2 weeks ago, but I am so thankful for that. I never thought I would get that many because I just started out as doing this for fun. But yeah, that basically sums up my life. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!